developed a project charter, developed a project management plan. Examples of when you scoped out a project with a WBS. Examples of where you scheduled. I have so many examples. My most notable examples are 20,000 line schedule for military cleanup project. Cost. I have examples of not only budgets, but earned value management. And not everyone has those, but I'm trying to tell you, have your stories as best as you can, right? Because when they ask you, how do you manage quality on your project? You don't want to look like a deer in the headlights. You need to have stories, stories that buttress the point. I'm qualified, right? Stories that show, what about resource management? Have you managed a team? Have you worked with a team? Have you moved a team forward? Have you done team building? Things like this, they are bound to come up in any PM interview. Communications. What is your communication style? Which is a trick question. Your style should always be flexible and malleable. So you need to have examples of where you've developed some sort of communication plan or how you executed on communications. You also need to have examples of where you used a risk register at least and talk about the parameters in a risk register, you know? The risks, the cause risk effects, the probability and the impact in dollars, the probability in percent, things like that. When you go for an interview and you are just matter of factly sharing the truth about your experience, ears perk up, people get interested, and you become a candidate for the next interview. Also, if you've been in the world of procurement, right? One of my buddies on the call, Leroy, is in that world. So if you've done some stuff in procurement, make sure you got your stories, right, about procurement. And last but not least, this will also map back to what I showed in the beginning about people. This is your stakeholder stories. So what am I saying in essence? Get great with your resume by having story ammo. Story ammo. If there's an element of doubt, like, people like as we say, they like trying your patience. They're just like trying you. They just try you a little bit and see, let's see if you really are as good as you are. Tell me a situation where you worked on a business process improvement and they give you some scenario. Your chances of answering every question with examples and flawlessly is a lot higher when you have your story ammo. People, process, and business stories. Integration, scope, schedule, cost, quality, resources, communication, risk, procurement, and stakeholder stories. When you have those stories, the interview is easier.